Hi, this is the railway stories from the Monsal Trail. There's 8 of them. You have to select this first and then turn this.
Please turn me till the message plays.
Travel back to a time when the quiet Monsal Trail was a busy railway line. Your guides are the people who rode and worked on the trains that ran along one of Britain's most scenic railways. The Monsal Trail Blues is a 3-part song beginning at Great Longston and ending at Millersdale. The railway was completed between Buxton and Roseley in 1863 to carry freight between industrial Lancashire and the East Midlands. By 1867, it was part of the Midland Railway main line between London and Manchester. The Buxton route became a branch line from Millersdale Station, which became an important railway junction. The Peak District lay in the way of the railway engineers. 12 tunnels had to be cut through hard limestone hills, while numerous viaducts spanned steep dale sides. Fast passenger expresses rushed through the dales, and local stopping trains connected Peak District villages with Manchester, Derby, Matlock, London and the world. The railway brought dairy herds to White Peat Fields by providing the means to transport milk, and opened quarries as lime was burnt at railside lime kilns. Trains steamed into tunnels and over viaducts for over 100 years until the line was closed between Matlock and Wydale in 1968. But its memory rides on.
Doing number 2 now. That was the Midland Railway, now this is Millersdale Station.
Please turn me till the message plays.
Millersdale was really a very important station because it was the only way to get from the Derby line into Buxton, and Millersdale was where the interchange took place. And if you look at Millersdale Station now, you can see there's still a separate bridge where the push-pull from Buxton into Millersdale and back came and went.
At one time, it used to have a cafe restaurant that sold the traditional British rail sandwiches and toilets, and there's a booking office, waiting rooms.
And now, well, it's still there, just the same as it was. The 2 platforms are side by side, and the 2 railway bridges are over Millersdale together.
Number 3.
Please turn me till the message plays.
We went to the Manchester main station. All the local trains had gone, and there was a London Express there just ready to go. Grandfather went to the driver and said, "Is there any chance of a lift to Millersdale?" He said, "Well, we can't stop, it's a non-stopping train." He said, "We can ride on the footplate if you've got a sovereign for me." Right, so Grandfather hopped up and he said, "What I shall do, I shall slow down, tap you on the shoulder, and you'll have to jump out. I can't stop, it's more than my job's worth." So away they came through the night. The driver slowed down, tapped him on the shoulder, and out he jumped. He didn't know where he was really. He certainly had no torch or anything like that, and he must have been just north of Cheetah number 2. So it's the railway track there is like on the edge of the gorge. So he had to go down and wade through the river and up the wood, which is a terrible, it's all sheer rocks and bushes and all this sort of thing.
Number 4. Mind your head.
Please turn me till the message plays.
Between the ages of 4 and 7, my father would take my sister and I to Manchester on the train, and then he would put us on the train to Darley-Dale. His last instruction to us was to not put our heads out of the windows because of all the tunnels on the line, and we might get our heads hit.
And his father would give you a shout saying, "There's a signal gantry coming, oh, bring your head in quick."
Yes, yes, in the bag I had taken off.
Number 5. The milk run.
Please turn me till the message plays.
With the advent of the railways, a lot of the farms in this area went over from sheep and beef production to dairy farming, and the milk was delivered to Millersdale Station, right from the late 1800s right up to the 1920s. And of course it was a tremendous race to see who could get to the station on time. They used to race down Millersdale, you know, horse and float with several churns in, all sorts of horses, young horses, wild horses, and several ran away. There was one chap was killed down there. His horse ran away, he couldn't stop it, you know, and he went over the bank, yeah. And of course, jockeying for position on the loading bay. All the churns belonged to the farmers, and each churn had a brass plate on it saying to whom it belonged. And of course, there was always a great deal of arguments and so on about whose churn this was and whose churn that was when the returns came back.
And they used to collect the milk from several farms round about, take it down to Roseley where it was processed, and then load it into rail tankers, and it went down to London, down to St Pancras.
Number 6.
Please turn me till the message plays.
Wydale is rich in wildlife, but beware the ghosts of a sinister past. The limestone dales contain some of the most important habitats in the Peak District, including 11 nature reserves. The dale sides are carpeted in wild flowers from spring to summer. Early purple orchids and cowslips are followed by common rock rose, bloody cranespill and more orchids. The ashwoods provide their own flower show with lily of the valley, bird cherry, guelder rose and wood sorrel. Look for butterflies too. You might see a brown argus, common blue or green hairstreak float by. Birds thrive on the flowers and insects, so keep an eye open for wheatears, grey wagtails and dippers, while the impressive common buzzard soars overhead in its hunt for larger prey. If you walk towards Crestbrook, look for the large building in the valley just before Lytton Tunnel. This was Lytton Mill, where child orphans from London were forced to work in slave-like conditions over 200 years ago. The mill owners subjected them to such brutal punishments that their screams were heard for miles. Some children were worked to death and buried in Tideswell churchyard, far away from home.
Please turn me till the message plays.
You're at the end of one of the most graceful railway cuttings on the Monsal Trail. You can appreciate the engineering artistry required to drive the railway line through such difficult ground. A shoulder of solid limestone was sliced in half so the line could continue gradually uphill to Millersdale Station. Pickaxes, shovels, gunpowder and steam trains once echoed between these walls. The approach to Millersdale Station lies beyond the cutting. Look out for the remains of lime kilns hidden amongst trees on your left, just before the viaducts. Limestone was burnt into quicklime here until the early 20th century. The Monsal Trail crosses over one of 2 viaducts built side by side to carry the tracks to different platforms for Manchester and Buxton. 3 of the station's 5 platforms survive. You'll find the station building still in use and can even spend a penny in the original station toilets. Lime kilns after Millersdale are the East Buxton Lime Works. These were cut out of the solid rock face and only ceased production in 1944.
Please turn me till the message plays.
But since 1968, those mighty engines no more have brought the coal or shipped the lime, 'cause the government decided they weren't needed and consigned them to a far-off distant time. You can still hear the butterflies and bees and hear the red starts in the trees, but you won't hear that lonesome whistle